kind of stole my topic. I was like talking. And,
I was trying
Star
to...
Wars, Stranger Things. And I'm like, these are what I'm listing.
So not only is Lucas everywhere, but he just thinks he's
jacking
all
my,
that.
He's jacking my shit. Well, you got to get rid of your shitty face now. I'm just saying. Bye. See ya.
I don't know.
You want a drink there, Luke?
I don't know why you got to get rid of his shitty face. It's everywhere.
Damn, bitch.
So I can just read my part. It's not like I have a lot. I'm not reading a goddamn article, reviewing a movie.
Can you do this?
You got to sit there after we roasted you. Threw you into a dumpster.
Everybody just sit there like this.
Officially already the best podcast episode yet.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Mamalukes podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Luke.
I'm Alysha.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Virginia.
And today we're talking about my name, Lucas, and Luke, and how it's just everywhere, apparently. Adult hobbies, CES 2026 highlights, and Matt's review of Primate. Movie coming out pretty soon. Is it already out? I don't even know.
Comes out today.
Today? Okay.
And what's the day's date today?
Today is January 9th.
January 1st.
2026.
Making fun of Matt.
Yes. Well, first, people might already be making fun of Matt because of some Star Wars mishaps. What do you have to say?
Let's just roll right into that.
Like,
So I made a grievous error.
Ooh.
And I said General Grievous was in the Clone Wars, which he was in the Clone Wars, the animated series from the very first episode on, but he was not in the second movie. And as soon as I got in the car, I realized what I said. So I had to make sure that I addressed that. The other thing that we were talking about when we were talking about how the Clone Wars ties into the live action stuff, and I couldn't remember the one bounty hunter's name. It was Cad Bane. That's who I was thinking of that showed up in
Episode
the
7.
book of Boba Fett. And then we also talked about Clancy Brown, how he did the voice of one of the characters in Star Wars Rebels, and he also got to be in the live action on Ahsoka because he did the voice. And because I said Clancy Brown and your phone's always listening, he popped up on my one of my social media feeds as his birthday, and found out he did the voice of Mr. Krabs too. So
Sorry.
I was unaware of that, so I wanted to throw that little tidbit in there too. So that's my apology for messing up my own knowledge of Star Wars there, and then putting it out there into the metaverse. So,
Alysha, why are you kicking me?
Oh, did you say Mr. Krabs?
I did say Mr. Krabs.
I don't do Mr. Krabs. I do plankton. What?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right.
Don't worry, Krabs. I haven't practiced this in like forever.
On the spot.
Don't worry, Krabs. I'm not here to steal your Krabby Patty formula. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
It's better than I could do.
Anyway, Matt, anything else?
No, those are my apologies.
Okay. Well, here's my apology. If my plankton impersonation wasn't good, I'm sorry. Moving on. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, me. Or more specifically, my name, Luke and Lucas, and how the name has just been popping up everywhere. Alysha, what do you have for us on that?
That you're everywhere.
That I'm everywhere?
That you're everywhere. We've recently been noticing Luke's name has been popping up everywhere. Human brains are built to detect patterns that matter to us. Faces, names, places, etc. The other day we were picking up food, and the guy at the window, he was like, "Hey, my name is Luke." I'm like, "Okay, we gotta get out of here." And then I'm just gonna name off some shows where we've noticed them as well. Wayward Witches, a character has Luke's last name.
Yep.
Which is interesting because I've never heard that anywhere else. A show called Rookie, a missing child's name is Lucas. Another show, The Night Agent, an officer's vest says Lucas. Stranger Things, as you mentioned, a movie with Kevin Hart. There's a character named Luke the Engineer, which you are super specific. Star Wars, you mentioned that. Marvel's action-packed Luke Cage. Luke Hobbs, Toughness, and Fast and Furious, 5 and up. Luke Dane's Traditional Man and Gilmore Girls, the Bible. Your name is Latin for light. It's a timeless name. It feels trustworthy, masculine but gentle, easy to say in many languages, and you're everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
So you were saying in the beginning that like it's based off of what you recognize and different things that your brain makes you think and stuff like that. So like I see Claire like in movies and TV shows and like it pops to me. So, you know, because
the bear.
You know, Claire Bear. Yeah.
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 Well, the show. The bear.
She's on the bear. But like the cheerleader in the show Heroes.
Okay.
The main character's name was Claire, and everybody thought because of the timing of it that's why I named Claire, but I didn't.
Okay.
And then I was explaining to her there's actually a movie named Meet Joe Black, and the main character's name is Claire, and that's actually what I named her after.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, so it's like, is that like the same thing? Like when you see a vehicle, because, you know, like
you just bought it.
Yeah, you were researching it, or you just bought it. And now you see it everywhere,
right, everywhere,
and stuff like that.
Like, why am I seeing so many?
But they've always been there, but we just are oblivious to it until something makes us focus on it.
Yep.
I suppose that's what it is. It's just seemed.
It's just been a lot.
A little
lately.
ridiculous lately.
Like I'll tell a friend about like one instance, like, haha, we're watching this show, and then it's like, haha again, and again and again and again. And then, hey, like we met somebody named Luke, and then we seen Luke somewhere, and then, I was like, hey, come upstairs. This guy has your last name.
Yeah, it was like
it's not super common.
Nobody has my last name as their first name.
Oh, it was his first name?
Yeah, Ciprian is a first name. Although it was spelled, I think this is more traditional spelling of Ciprian with a Y instead of an I at the beginning.
Wow.
Google it.
But
I thought you were just saying
wasn't
he
there
had the
some
same
other
last
show
name.
we watched, and they like, oh yeah, the order for Ciprian is, or something, like just a real casual reference.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think it was that same show, but it was just like, where did that come from? Popping up rapidly lately. And we noticed. I don't know.
See, we all will now.
That's true.
Right. You're next.
Let us know.
Matt's just going to be everywhere.
See, like that's like with both of our names, they're biblical names. So,
sure,
they're always going to be popular throughout many generations. It's probably less now, but, maybe more in the South. But they're still going to be, prominent. They're going to be names that are all over the place and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Virginia, I think, is a generational thing.
Yeah, very much so. You know who I find is named Virginia? Everybody old. Nobody my age is named Virginia.
Yeah, I think that tracks. I think I've only met one other Virginia in my life, and they were
And a lot of times
older.
they go by like Virgie or something else.
My grandma was Ginny.
Yeah, or Ginny.
Oh,
Ginny's
okay.
a
Let's go
popular
ahead and bring this up. So I don't know a lot of other Alyshas, but Matt does.
Yeah, I know 4 other ones. 3 are still alive.
You want to elaborate? Or?
Am I
Nah,
alive?
it's all good.
Am I alive?
I didn't do it.
That's the elaboration.
Yeah, let's clarify.
Please
I
refer to. I have a lot of family that I'd like to push off a bridge or a building.
Throw off a skyscraper. Let's
Throw off
make
a
sure
building.
we're doing it right.
Let's make sure we're doing it right.
Oh, also, I'd like to add shows I've noticed always reference Ohio. Or
that's a
certain
very common
cities.
theme. Yeah.
So I just want to know, like, is that situational in different states? Like, do they replace the cities or the states
I
with
have
the one
wondered
that
that
they're
before
viewing in? Because so many Ohio references.
That's valid, especially like Cleveland specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
we were
another thing that gets
watching,
my anxiety up. I'm like, what'd they just say?
The Night Agent, they were referencing a random character. He's like, well, he was born in Cleveland. I was like,
Yeah, it's the butt of the
Okay.
joke.
Yeah, I think
most of the time it's the butt of a joke.
right. Yeah.
Being from Ohio. multiple different things that you'll see, like if you Google it, and it's one of the most common name states in any kind of pop culture, movies, different things like that.
Right.
But most of it is because it's the butt of a joke.
Well, we're the butt of this podcast, I guess.
I'll be the joke.
We're over, Luke. We're moving on to...
You're so last Tuesday.
We're moving to...
Speaking of
adult
the butt of the
hobbies.
joke, you can make that your hobby, thinking of punny things. I don't know.
Okay.
Bad. This is bad.
We're rolling with it.
That was rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Moving on.
I should have filtered that one before it came out. Sorry about that.
Virginia, I think you meant to say the butt of the bread.
Exactly.
Is that another inside joke?
No, the butt of the bread.
The butt
People
of
call
the
it the
bread.
heel or the butt. Looks like a little butt. The fluffy ends of bread.
Okay. That's rolling into adult hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah, baking. Duh.
Okay.
Butts.
All right. So
Please go.
all right. So I was thinking the other day about how I went through a series of time where I started really getting into a lot of different hobbies all at once. And it was funny because I was thinking about the different things that I was involved in, and how there was one particular one that got me thinking, and that was when I decided to start adult gymnastics again. Like I've had a past, I was a cheerleader, so I did some gymnastics, and as an adult, I was like, you know what, I really want to get back into that. And so I started looking into different places to do gymnastics, and I would call and say, hey, do you have an adult gymnastics program? And I had to have at least called probably like about four. And every single one was like, how old are you? You know? And they're like, no, this is just for children. And like made me feel awful for even asking.
Right.
And so the one place was really bad because it was almost like they were like, you want to come and do gymnastics with the kids? And like very like made me feel like a pedophile. Like I'm just like, whoa, this is not so outrageous, right? But they made me feel like that. And it got me thinking, I did actually end up finding an adult gymnastics class that I did for a little while, but it started me thinking about all of the different hobbies that I've done before, like, and how certain ones seem to be like accepted, like, oh, that's cool that you do that. You know, like I play the guitar, so I'm learning that. Everyone's like, oh, that's neat. Cool. How's that going? You know? But then when it gets to certain things like adult gymnastics, or for example, like the way we all met was through an adult kickball league. Even with that one, I'm curious what you guys ever got when you told people that you were in an adult kickball league, because the one that I always got is like, that's a thing. Like adults play kickball. Like, isn't like you're talking about the sport that you play like on the playground?
Right,
And I'm like, yeah, that's the one. So it just seemed to be like certain hobbies are accepted socially, and some are like kind of weird to people. Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So I was curious if anybody else had any experience with that, specifically with kickball, or just any hobbies that you have found people have reacted to like in a standoffish way or anything like that.
See, for me with kickball, it's always, I haven't played that since I was in school.
Yeah.
Right.
And I look at most of them and I'm like, so you play football? You know what I mean? It's like you haven't played a lot of sports since you were in school. So, kickball is not the outlier here.
Right.
You know? But no, it was uncommon, even though there's quite a big group of people in this area around us. Baltimore is huge. There's tournaments all over the country. So it's a big thing. Just, maybe not as popular as like a major league sport.
True.
So
I can't remember where I saw it or heard it, but I did see something where like sports like kickball and tetherball and dodgeball are
I used
like
to be so good at tetherball, even though I'm short.
ESPN
they're-
the Ocho.
I used to have one in my backyard.
I had one too.
Really? In your backyard?
Fun fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you take anybody's head off with it?
No. Shout out to my tall friend Tiffany. That was our jam.
You just played tetherball all day?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was our thing. We used to play kickball too back in elementary.
I remember being in elementary and I would climb the pole to hook the tether balls.
Like to put it back on?
Yeah, because we had to take it down before and after recess.
Is that how you got introduced into your stripper career?
Yeah, so that's why I'm still poor today. But yeah, I mean, other adult hobbies, I don't know, woodworking, that's what I do. Most people, that's socially acceptable. When I tell people like I make, weird resin charcuterie boards and stuff like that, we get comments about being addicted to resin and,
Hey.
things like that. But no, I mean, like I've never.
Maybe you just
said I was
don't
going-
do weird things.
Well, yeah, I mean.
What about bowling?
No, bowling's definitely acceptable.
Well,
as a
that's true.
hobby.
But does anybody say anything to you? Like,
No.
Do you know I've never seen you in your bowling outfit?
There's a bowling outfit?
You don't have a fancy bowling shirt?
No.
Oh, we gotta fucking change that.
No.
For the record, I think he does. He has an Adidas one that's,
Oh, I have an Adidas outfit that I'll wear to bowling, but I mean,
and it looks like a bowling shirt.
yeah,
Oh, I gotta see it.
I'm sure you have. I don't know, but no, we
Anyway.
don't have team shirts.
Oh.
I bowl with a
Surprised.
bunch of Goodyear retirees. So sometimes it's a bunch of really friendly people, and then like right now, it seems like I got 35 old men that have seasonal depression and are grumpy and make you hurry up and bowl super quick so they can leave.
Oh, so you fit right
So-
in.
Jeez.
The other thing I did, so according to Cosmopolitan, I'm going to read a couple hobbies that some adults that they recommend for adults, and I'm
Oh, wait.
curious. which-
Hobby horsing. You
Oh,
guys do that?
God.
Hobby horsing?
Is that on the list?
It's not.
Before
so-
you read your list,
Yeah.
and before you talk about that, I would like to talk about one of my hobbies that I used to do. Growing up, I used to paint ceramics, and then I've been doing that.
Recently?
Yeah, but get all fired up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to get back into painting ceramics.
I like that.
You gonna get a kiln?
That's what I asked Luke.
Yeah. I was
I
like,
want to do all the different glazes. I made 2 cups there upstairs.
Please see episode 1.
No, but they look so cool.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You guys could be
Have to
addicted
check
to
'em out.
glaze.
Claire likes doing pottery. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is fun.
We could all go paint it up.
No, I mean like if you get into actually molding it and firing it.
I think it would be fun.
is doing a podcast count as a hobby?
Oh, let me tell you. Actually, that's on the list. I was actually really happy to see that. I was like, hey.
All right, back to hobby horsing.
Yeah,
or
hobby
something?
horsing. So you remember the stick horses? It was basically like a broomstick with a
Like as a
sure.
kid.
stuffed
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
So
Kid?
adults are having competitions where they ride hobby horses around, like if they're at a actual equestrian meet, and they jump over the little bars and they skip and they do the trot and everything.
Okay.
And then they're actually judged, and it's gotten so popular they actually have actual competitions now.
How drunk are these adults?
No, these are no.
You have to
and
look these
they're-
videos up.
Yeah, they are very
Serious about
serious
it.
about it, and it's like something they take very personal if you make a joke about it.
Sorry, I don't know about that.
That's something that's taboo, I would say.
Hmm.
It's almost along the lines of like LARPing.
To be fair, I'm saying this like how I get so offended when people are like, "Oh, you do adult gymnastics." However, if somebody told me they were hobby horsing, I would probably give them a look too. Good for you.
Is LARPing on there?
It was not.
Okay, you know what LARPing is?
LARPing's
Live
another.
action.
Live action
Role
role play.
play.
Yeah.
That one's intense also. No, this list has some pretty general ones like pizza making and calligraphy, gardening.
Knitting, crocheting.
Believe it or not, learning to cook it. I don't think that was on here. You have like self-defense, photography.
Mm.
This is one that got me. Making your own milk alternatives. was on the list.
Like nut butters.
Such
If it
as
has
Nut
nipples, you can milk
Nut
it.
milk.
Right?
Nut milk. Learning to read tarot cards was on here.
Nice. Photography for me. I also like to anything artsy.
Crocheting is on here.
Nice.
And there's a lot of like different, like, normal ones, but then you have some that are like making playlists. I was like, is that a thing? Learning a new language. Those are pretty.
playing music. Is that on there?
Yeah. Learning a new instrument is on here.
Okay.
Starting a book club, learning a new instrument. Joining a sports league was on there. But it was just a very general, so it wasn't like listing each individual sport. And the whole reason I wanted to go through the list was because I thought it was pretty cool that they do have podcasting on here, number 37.
Nice.
Oh, foraging was another one I thought was actually pretty cool that was on here.
Foraging. Are you a forager?
I like to hike, but when I like to hike, I like to take pictures and stop and look at things and maybe collect some rocks or leaves, some moss.
I mean, you're not alone in this. I'm not talking about me, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, none of us.
Ooh, look at that rock.
you're not the only one out there that likes doing that. So,
Yeah.
We have a friend that loves collecting rocks and stuff, and we actually just used one of my hobbies to do that for her. So she collected a bunch of fossils and rocks in Michigan, and we actually made a 12 by 24 inch resin board with all of her rocks and stuff like that. And it actually brings out like a lot of different colors and stuff you can't actually see in the stones when you cover them with epoxy. So
It's actually pretty cool. It's a very
Yeah.
original piece.
super supportive
Okay.
of our rock keeping friends.
yeah, exactly.
And that is neat. That's actually a good point, that the fact that you guys could bring two of your hobbies together and make a really cool piece, honestly.
And we're talking about it on a podcast.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture so you can put it on there.
Whoa, that's 3 hobbies.
I like rocks.
I like lamp.
Let us know. Do you like rocks?
That's exactly what popped into my head.
Well, let us know what your hobbies are and if there's any we should look into as adults.
I think that's going to be leading us into our trivia question, at least our first quiv.
Quivia Tweston.
Yeah, I'm tripping out here because I can't find the button. Here it is. Trivia.
Quivia.
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 Quiz trivia.
This podcast
Quivia.
brought to you by Quivia
Quivia.
Tweston.
I don't know. That might be a real company. We better be careful.
Not actually.
Quivia,
affiliated.
not a sponsor.
There you go. Alysha, I think you have this one.
Which film director founded Lucasfilm?
Wow.
Okay.
Luke, you're everywhere.
I'm everywhere. Well, I'm about to be not here because we're going to take a break. Got him. Support for Mamalukes is brought to you by Aspire Drinks. Looking for an energy drink that doesn't give you jitters and that inevitable crash? Aspire is redefining energy drinks with a better, healthier way to power your day. Unlike most energy drinks that are loaded with excessive caffeine and sugar, Aspire delivers a gentle, balanced boost with 80 milligrams of natural caffeine, half the caffeine of most leading energy drinks. Packed with essential vitamins and enhanced with biotin and ginger, the benefits are a no-brainer. They're enjoyable for any moment, at work, the gym, or on the go. Order now with free U.S. shipping. Find them at aspiredrinks.com and use our promo code Mamalukes to get 20% off anything on your order. That's aspiredrinks.com and promo code Mamalukes to get 20% off your order. We're back. Let's do some sports ball.
All right, sports ball. So we always start off with our Cleveland sports here and the wonderful state of seasonal depression.
Oh,
The Cavs won Friday, lost Sunday, won Monday,
Huh?
and lost Thursday.
oh.
So yeah, we're keeping that streak alive of win one, lose one.
Yep.
The Browns won again, And Myles Garrett got his 23rd sack of the season. Yay. Broke the record. Everybody in Cincinnati was mad because the celebration disrupted 5 seconds of the football game.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And
Do you remember
their rhythm was thrown off, and that's why they lost the game. But
I mean, I know it's different, but you remember when Drew Brees got his?
Oh, yeah.
It was like it stopped. Family came on the field. Didn't he like do like a whole speech on a podium or something?
I don't think it was in the middle of the game, but it may have been. I might have missed that. We'll have to look into that. Yeah. But so the question becomes, does it deserve an asterisk for being 17 games? And a lot of people believe no, because he actually played 100 less snaps than Michael Strahan did when he got it.
Oh, okay.
So there's like, weird little statistics. There's always some statistic that's being thrown around. So
one more time.
you can statistic, that's being thrown around.
There
so
is
you can,
a stat.
Yeah, that would have been better. This is going to be a short.
Sorry, Matt. I might have to.
All right. So there's always some weird little stat that can make anybody's point, valid. Anyway, Stefanski was fired, yet the Browns GM retains his job, even though he's the person that put through the Deshaun Watson trade.
Yep.
So go figure that one out. And they still need an offensive coordinator, and I think that's been blatantly obvious. Hopefully they figure that out in the offseason. No Guardians news, but as you look at the rest of the NFL, Pittsburgh made the playoffs based on a missed 44-yard field goal.
After they thought they almost blew it after missing an extra point.
Right. So Baltimore is out, and it always seems to be some kind of weird play the last couple of years with a drop pass or a fumble on the 1 yard line or something that's been screwing Baltimore over here recently. But Carolina lost to Tampa Bay, but Atlanta beat the Saints. So Carolina made it in the NFC. If that makes sense to anybody, or they can figure out how that 3-way tie managed to change it and who got in and who didn't, I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but Carolina is in the playoffs, and they are the 4 seed and actually have a home game.
Good luck.
Yeah. Against the Rams, I do believe. So
right.
Good luck with that one. The Giants, the Titans fired their coaches in the middle of the season. And since then, Atlanta, Baltimore, Las Vegas, Arizona, and Miami have all fired their head coaches. Dallas fired their defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, which is not a surprise to anybody unless you're a Dallas fan. So it's pretty wild. There's 7 different teams that have came out and said that they would like to have Jim Harbaugh from the Ravens be their head coach, and 2 of them have head coaches. So they said that they would fire their current head coach if Jim Harbaugh would come be their coach.
I mean, he's got a good record. He's won a Super Bowl. I think a lot of those teams that said that probably don't have a Super Bowl.
Right.
At least recently.
Right. I mean, doesn't he have 2?
I know he has 2012. I can't remember if he has any more.
I can't remember. I thought they said he had been there for 17 years.
That sounds right, but I think he
Which
only
means
has the
then he would have had the one with Ray Lewis and Ed
okay.
Reed back in 2000 or 2001.
No, he wouldn't have been there then.
That was less than 17 years ago.
2000 or 2001?
Oh, God damn, I'm old. Yeah, that was incorrect. So anyway.
I'm saving you for next week.
Yeah. So yeah, he only does have one Super Bowl then. That's true. But he still has a really good record.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, they're always contenders. But that's the NFL. Moving on to the NCAA football. Miami won on a missed passive interference call at the end of the game. I mean, he was dragging the guy from the 5-yard line all the way into the end zone, never looked back for the ball, had his hand up and was tackling the guy. And the ref's justification and the announcer's justification was that they will not call passive interference on a Hail Mary.
I don't know. I don't know if I
don't agree with that. I don't agree with
it
it at all.
If it's super blatant, then how do you not?
I don't know how. I don't know how they didn't call it. I was left just sitting there with my mouth open like I can't believe that that's how that game's going to end. I mean, it is what it is. shouldn't have came down to the last play.
Right.
That's kind of how I always look at those things. It shouldn't come down to a missed penalty at the end of the game anyway.
Right.
But I mean, the guy was in the end zone and the ball was basically going to hit him right in the face. So it's kind of hard, but yeah, I mean, congratulations to Miami making it back to the national championship. And I don't think too many people saw that one coming. So also with the 2 early draft picks, Oregon or Indiana's QB, they're expecting to be the number 1 or number 2 picks. So one of them will be going to the Raiders. They're assuming. Ohio State will have 4 defensive players and 1 wide receiver in the top 15 or top 20 picks in most people's projected drafts. So they're going to be losing a lot of people off their defense, which was really, really good this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I have for that. Right now, there should be another game going on, which should be the Indiana game. So we'll be able to talk about that next week. Yep. Moving on to hockey, the Devils lose again, and they lost in very dramatic fashion this week. They actually lost 9-0.
Wow.
Against the Islanders. And the really funny part about that is it's not that, I mean, teams lose bad, but they left their goalie in the whole game. That's unusual.
Yeah.
Usually once you give up like 2 or 3 goals, maybe even 4, they pull the goalie and they put the backup in. They left him in the entire time struggling like that and just let him get beat up. And it was like, I thought 6 or 7 different people scored on him. So it was pretty ugly. Soccer, shout out to Charlene. Put a little more soccer in here for you. Arsenal has a big lead in the Premier Cup standings. They're actually up by 7. They had a chance to go up by 8. I think it was yesterday, but they tied in that game. And then Manchester United is in second place. And then Wrexham won the FA Cup, which is just an amazing story. If you guys haven't ever watched Welcome to Wrexham, Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds bought a soccer team, and a Welsh soccer team. And they created a series, like a reality TV show going through it. And they have done nothing but win. They lost the very first season they were purchased, but they've done nothing but win since. And them winning this FA Cup is just huge for them. And Ryan Reynolds was actually there. It was a pretty big deal. Because obviously he lives here, got to travel back and forth. Yeah. But it's a really cool story. It's a really cool story for the little town of Wrexham. But yeah, so that was pretty cool seeing that they're still winning. Like, I don't know if you guys don't know much about soccer. Like, there's levels. So when you lose really badly for a couple of years, you get put in what they call relegation, which is like AAA baseball.
Right.
And then once you win that league, you move up. So they won the second year that they were purchased, and they moved up into like the team that was underneath of the Premier League. And then they won that league, and then they moved up, and then they won the first year in that league, and now they're doing not great, but they're in where they're not going to get demoted again. So it's pretty cool to see them being successful because they're just a small team. But there's a lot of money. It's kind of wild to see how much money is the difference in these soccer leagues, like how much you have to pay the players to get them to be on that kind of a level and stuff like that. So, that stuff's pretty neat. So, but that's what I have for Sportsball this week. So, if I missed anything or anybody has any suggestions or anything that you want us to cover, subscribe and leave something in the comments on any one of our social media feeds or anything like that. So we do listen.
That's for sure. Tell us about your kickball league or your dodgeball league. So this past week we had CES, otherwise known as the Consumer Electronics Show, where it's basically just a trade show. If you don't happen to know, bunch of tech companies and non-tech companies show off all their products basically that are either new or upcoming or even just prototypes, basically. And I went through just a few things that got announced I think would be, most relevant to the average person There's tons of like AI crap, and there's robots, and there's new TVs, and there's new computers, and all sorts of generic things you could think of like that. But the first thing was the Samsung Galaxy Z Trifold. Over the past couple of years, we've been getting into more foldable phones, although not very entry level. They're usually like the most expensive phones out of everything that's out there because they're foldable phones. It's a very, I think, new developing technology. And so we started with Samsung's Z Fold, and now it's the Trifold, which if you can picture what a trifold actually looks like, if it was a piece of paper, it's just like 3 parts basically, and you have a middle part, and then the left side folds over the middle, and the right side folds over top of that, and then you flip it over, and you have a screen there, so you can use it like a regular cell phone. You unfold the whole thing, and you have like basically a 10-inch tablet. So if you're the person that wants their cell phone to also have the screen size of a tablet, or if you want to have like 3 full-size apps up at the same time because you're that much of a power user and you need to use 3 apps at the same time, or if you want to just watch a movie and have a really big screen to watch it on that happens to fit in your pocket, you have that option now. I didn't look at pricing, but I could only imagine these things are probably going to start out at like $1,500 at the cheapest. I think
that would be cheap.
Yeah,
that would be pretty cheap
but it's probably going to be more than that, I would expect. For many reasons, it's like one of the first of its kind to come out.
I feel like when I've seen those phones that fold, it still sort of has like a crease in it. Yep. That would drive me absolutely bananas.
Yeah, I think that's been basically the main complaint ever since they started making any devices that have a foldable screen. You have to have some sort of crease that if it's not initially there, it's going to develop over time.
Right.
I don't know what we could possibly do with like glass or anything of that nature to make it not show that. I'm sure somebody's working on it, but like, yeah, that's probably, I'm sure Apple's working on it. That's why we don't have a foldable phone by them yet. But yeah, that's probably going to be one of the things that stands out the most. This I kind of thought was funny. So Dell has been around for a very long time. Dell from, the 90s, 2000s, from all the commercials they made. Dude, you're getting a Dell. They've made laptops, computers forever. And so they've had, up until the beginning of this past year, their branding of laptop models was always like XPS for their like top end enthusiast tier. They had Latitude for some of their business tier, Inspiron for, I think that's more like entry level to like mid tier. But you've heard these model names before, especially if you're somebody that has used laptops over, I don't know, the last 20 years or so. Well, last year, they made this change, which nobody liked. They were kind of taking a branding scheme that was very reminiscent, I guess, of like Apple, where it was very generic. So they had like the Dell Pro, the Dell Pro Max. But then there was other variations of that made it like really, really hard to understand what you're actually getting, like the Dell Pro Max Micro, the Dell Pro Max Mini, the Dell Pro Premium Max Micro Mini. What? And then, people are just dunking on it like, oh yeah, I'm going to go get the Dell Pro Premium Plus Max Crunchwrap Supreme. I
bet that one folds. Yeah,
that one definitely folds. So this year, after lots of people yelling at Dell, like, just go back, they did go back, at least so far with the XPS line of laptops. Thank goodness, because, like, I don't know. I don't know why you would have branding that you've used for years that everybody knows what you're going to get when they get that type of, brand laptop from a specific company, and then they just change everything to something super generic and confusing. So good job, Dell. Good job.
Makes me wonder if you had a company, like even like a car company, for example, like what you would name it, I feel like I would just be like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Model S.
Yeah, I mean, some do that.
I would name it per year that it came out.
The year that it came out?
Yeah, like it would be
Specifically
part of it.
in the model name.
Yeah, because when it came out, you don't have to worry about the Edge,
What if you
Leaf.
What if you put out more than one in a year?
Who would do it? I'm just kidding. Well, it would be like that variant, but that year.
Oh, I see.
So you're
25 Ultra.
right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was about to say. That's like what Samsung's basically
And then it would
doing
be-
Yeah,
now.
true.
Okay, like what would your car company name be?
Alysha Intelligence, please help. I have no idea.
The Veronica.
Veronica, of course.
The Veronica.
Do you remember-
Edge
do you remember
26
the,
coupe?
What was the company called? It was a cell phone company, or
Virgin Mobile.
yeah, Virgin Mobile.
Virgin Mobile.
So you can be Virginia Mobile,
That's right. That's what it'd be.
but it's cars.
But that's a phone,
not
a
cell
car.
phone.
So the literal
Mobile car.
mobile.
I don't know. Virginia Auto. How about
The
that?
Mobile.
Well,
No,
we'll
I like the mobile.
We'll
thing.
switch it up. We'll
That's-
say
yeah.
Virginia Mobile.
Okay.
Mobile.
Okay.
They're from Alabama.
Mobile.
Virgin
me happy, Ma.
Automobile.
Anyway, where were we going with this? She has her company name.
I already did it.
Oh, okay.
The A in
You were
Virginia
talking over
stands
me.
for
Sorry.
So I said Veronica.
Veronica.
Edge. So you have Veronica, which is your company, the brand. Edge is the style of the car.
Okay.
And then like
25.
2026.
Ford's gonna sue you.
What year is it?
Well, this is the car I was
We're-
making last year.
So 2026. And then it would be like coupe, extended luxury, or four-wheel
XLS.
drive.
I feel like you're being like Dell right now. I'm just kidding.
I don't see how this is simpler other than you put a year in there. Like
What would your company name be?
Mine?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. You see that fuck out of here over there? See what fuck out of here is doing?
I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
I gotta fucking go on my fuck out of here.
They would just call it the GTFO. Okay.
Well, nobody's going to buy a Veronica anymore. Thanks a lot.
It's a FOH. Fuck out of here.
FOH.
Mhm.
Okay.
I would brand it and market it as such. FOH.
is your car emblem just gonna be a hand going?
Because
So
I'm
wait,
going
wait.
places.
Is that the brand or is that the model name?
FOH is my company name.
Okay. So what's a model of car from your company?
Fuck out of here, cruise.
Sued. Try again.
Fuck out of here, go.
Go.
Fuck out of here, get.
The get or the go?
Fuck out of here,
Go.
gone get.
Sued by Giant Eagle.
Do you have a Buy Felicia?
The premium model, the Guillaume.
BF.
Adios.
Well, you can't. That's too close to Audi. Hold on.
Adios.
Dios.
The au
Fired.
revoir.
Sayonara.
Ta-ta.
FOH. FOH Tata.
Fuck out of here. Bye.
FOH Irish goodbye.
Now with premium leather seats.
Yeah, try to throw that in the commercial.
Oh, and then
With
we can
premium
do
leather
those old. We
seats.
could do those old Kmart commercials where that's a big gas truck. Do you remember
Get
those?
out of here fast. Remote start is always included.
Do you remember those commercials from Kmart?
Vaguely.
The jeans ones?
No, it was like they were, I don't know if they're like dropping prices or something, but like it's a big gas truck, but they're saying ass.
Big gas truck. Okay.
Google it.
I kind of remember that.
Sounds like you could use some big ass savings.
I'd love some big
It was
ass savings.
big
Kmart
ass
Shop Your Way
savings.
members save 30 cents a gallon.
30 cents a gallon? That's a big ass discount.
Big ass discount.
A really big ass discount.
Really big ass discount.
Honey, this solves your big ass problem.
Totally solves my big ass problem.
Dad, look at that big ass truck.
Big ass man.
Hello, big ass man.
Shop Your Way members get big ass savings.
Big ass savings.
Save 30 cents a gallon when you spend $50 or more
that
at
guy is
Kmart.
tall.
So anyway, it would be fuck out of here. But the fuck would be something else.
You're going to have to shop this and come back.
Yeah. We'll figure that one out.
Come back out with my business plan.
But we digress. What else happened at the
Yeah,
expo?
anyway. So my last one here, Matt, you'll like. So Lego took a step up with what they're calling Smart Play. So this system they've made is designed to take standard Lego sets and make them more interactive thanks to what's called a smart brick. So basically it's just a tiny microchip in the size of like a standard 2x4 Lego that enables things like motion sensing, color sensing, proximity sensing. They basically just NFC tags, so that basically the brick becomes whatever Legos that are nearby detects their tags, and or if it's like a Lego person figure, it tells it what it to become. So say for example you had a Star Wars kit and you had a smart brick behind Emperor Palpatine's throne. Well, so these things could have speakers too. You can have like the classic Imperial March start playing when you like put it behind the throne, or Palpatine himself will say a couple lines.
Absolute power.
You can, yeah, that's a good one. When you place like a Jedi minifigure on a specific mount, you can hear like the classic lightsaber sound. And you can have the characters like smack them against each other, and then you'll hear like the lightsaber clashing sounds. If you knock it off a specific spot, say if it's like Darth Vader, you'll hear his iconic
Breathing.
Well, if you knock him off, it'll be like what? No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I thought that was more iconic.
Well, that was Luke.
No.
Yeah. Darth Vader
Well,
didn't yell,
okay.
no. Luke
He didn't.
yelled,
He
no.
didn't yell. All right, we're not gonna get into Star Wars.
It was
lore.
Luke again. Damn Luke's.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just his iconic no. You
Typical
know what
Luke.
I'm talking about.
Oh,
Anyway.
you're talking about from episode 3 when he found out Padme died and he was like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got it.
Yes.
One more time.
no, it's okay.
Please.
That's what she said.
It was
Please.
good.
It was good.
So you skipped over, you like brushed it. I'm interested, like, what's the new TV technology that's coming out?
Super thin TVs. They're even thinner.
Foldable.
Still just 4K or 8K, but it's super thin. There's not like a new pixel
Yeah.
technology or anything like that, or
The one I saw, it was just like the newest one. I forget who makes it, but they're about the width of a pencil. The only thing that really plugs into it is just power, and everything else gets sent wirelessly to it with like a separate like receiver box.
oh, nice.
So, which I think they've kind of done that before, but the whole point of that is just to make that TV as thin as
Well, it makes it clean
Possible.
on your walls too, and then you don't have to worry about running
Right.
wires and stuff like
it's
that.
basically supposed to be like a portrait on the wall.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and there was actually that was Samsung's TV, but
The frame.
yeah, the frame.
the frame. Yeah.
Yeah. So
The Lego Smart Play was probably one of the few products that was announced that didn't say anything about what?
AI.
Yep. And people liked it for that because
Unregulated AI.
right. Yeah. People are enjoying
It's so they don't get sued. So something inappropriate doesn't get said to their children.
yeah. Emperor Palpatine saying some things to my children. What?
Toaster bath.
Toaster bath.
Toaster bath bricks instead of bath bombs.
Do you want your Legos saying things about bath bombs to your children?
No, that's why there's not AI involved.
Okay. Well,
My favorite part about that whole thing is after you said it, you went,
Did I? I didn't even notice.
Apparently, that's the noise that bath bombs make. So,
Toaster bath.
a toaster.
toaster bath.
toaster bath.
Live, laugh, toaster bath.
Yeah. So there was, tons of other stuff that was certainly shown off and announced, such as thin TVs. But I feel like that happens every year. So I was like, okay, next.
Who do you think's going to make the thinnest TV?
Whoever made that one. LG wallpaper TV.
Ooh.
Ooh, wallpaper.
Wallpaper.
Nobody likes wallpaper.
OLED Evo.
Oh, it's an OLED
W6.
too. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, that's not going to be cheap.
No, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not.
OLED's not cheap anyway, and then add that to it.
How big is it?
That's what she said.
Oh my gosh.
I think the trifold should fold 4 times just to mess with people.
You know, people were saying, why did you call it the trifold when it only folds twice? I'm like, do you know what a trifold is?
You know what's funny about that though? Because when you were mentioning it, I was thinking a trifold. Like if you really think about a trifold, typically the right and the left are thinner and they fold into the middle. But this one folded over top of it, right?
Right.
Or at least a trifold board.
Well, right.
You're
But I
gonna
guess if you did that with a phone, though, then it's got to be basically twice as wide
In the middle.
in the middle.
Correct. That's what I thought
And
it
then
was.
you got this big square thing in your pocket, which that wouldn't work. But yeah, it's an interesting name. I don't know.
I think we
Trifold.
should go with the OG fold. The flip fold.
The flip fold?
Flip phone. Flip fold.
Well,
Yeah.
the flip fold is a thing, though.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, so is the razor.
Oh, I had one of those.
Well, they brought it back.
The flip
Nice.
fold. You didn't invent that. I'm sorry.
I wasn't trying to invent it.
Okay.
I'm just saying old flip phones.
Oh.
Yeah, but when Samsung came out with their first folding phone, they called it the flip fold.
Don't worry, Luke. You were still a baby when Matt had a flip phone.
Okay.
When did you get your first flip phone, Matt?
It would have been like 99 or 2000.
I was alive. I wasn't a baby. Wasn't a toddler.
Even back then, he was everywhere.
Yeah, I was still everywhere.
Okay.
Okay.
Jesus. Next.
Smooth transitions today, buddy.
Yep. Up next, we have a secret screening, a movie review of Primate.
As we said before, me and Virginia and our friend Rachel like to go to the secret screenings that happen once a month at the Cinemark movies around us, and not a sponsor. They do not tell you, just in case you missed the premise before, they do not tell you what the movie is. It is at a discounted rate, but you do not know what the movie is going to be. And we bought a ticket and we went. So this time we actually had a guess. Like we were going in and I said it's going to be between one of 2 movies, and I called it. It was Primate, which is a new movie that came out, and I am going to spoil the movie. So if you do not want the movie to be spoiled, this is your time to skip ahead to the next section. It's Cujo. If you guys are old enough to remember the Stephen King movie Cujo, with a chimp. So a family has a chimpanzee as a pet, and the chimpanzee gets rabies and kills everybody. So I'll walk you through this. So the movie starts with a vet going into the chimpanzee enclosure, and he gives he's going to give the chimp antibiotics, and because it was bit by a mongoose. But he doesn't know the chimp actually has rabies, and therefore the chimp goes to hide in this little enclosure part, and the guy, of course, bends down, looks down inside, and his chimpanzee really just grabs him by his forehead and rips his face clean off. And that's the opening scene of this movie. So then it scans to like, was it 2 days prior or something like that, sometime earlier. And there's 3 20-year-old girls, of course, you know, attractive 20-year-old girls getting on a plane. And there's 2 random guys hitting on one of them as they're getting into their seats. And that plays in. That's why I have to mention that. And they start to give you the family trauma of the main character. So basically she's talking about going home. She hasn't been home in a while. And they say since the incident, they don't actually say what happened. She is talking to her sister on the phone, and she's asking her sister if her sister is happy she's coming home. And basically she's not, because she's basically abandoned her sister with her father, who's an absent father anyway, because their mother passed away. So she's sitting with her best friend, and her best friend invites this promiscuous girl that she goes to school with to go back home with them. They don't actually tell you where they're going yet, but that was interesting. And then they just basically show up in Hawaii. So they land in Hawaii, and the 2 guys that were on the plane exchange phone numbers with one of the girls. And then the 3 girls meet up with the, not the main girl's brother, but her best friend. Her brother comes to pick them up from the airport because the main girl's father is unable to come pick him up from the airport because he's an absentee father, is not able to do the things that a father should do.
Busy with work.
Yeah. So they're driving up this cliffside, and there's no houses. They never show another house. And when they show this house, it is built into the side of a giant cliff. And it's like this amazing, like probably modern architectural glass house that's built onto it. And it's got an infinity pool that goes over top of the cliff and stuff like that. So they go into the house, and the girl immediately goes to her sister's her sister's room, and they're talking and stuff like that. And then they introduce the main character of the movie, which is Ben. And Ben is a chimpanzee. They're sitting there, and then basically everybody's kind of getting acclimated to being back there. And then they start to introduce kind of like how the family's messed up. So the girl's mad at her sister because she hasn't been around since her mom died, and she says how lonely she's been. And then they go down and they're like eating, and the father comes into the room, and he's like, you know, I'm so happy you're home. Sorry, I have to leave for work immediately. And he's like, sitting there trying to, you know, he's deaf too. I gotta mention that. So
The dad
is deaf. Yes. So
is the dad the vet or no?
No, the dad is not the vet. So
he's is it a writer or
yeah, he's a writer.
Yeah,
and he writes books basically, and that's how they have this giant house and stuff like that, based off of the mother's research with chimpanzees. So the mother is the one that worked with chimpanzees, and that's why she just randomly brought this chimp home one day, like nobody expected or anything like that. And she worked to teach the chimpanzee like 300 different words in sign language. And then they had a computer that it could touch different symbols, and it would say people's names or words, you know. And the main one was, what is it? I don't think I ever put her name in here, but they say the main character is like Lily, and they're like Lily bad.
Yeah, Lily
bad. Lily bad. That's what the monkey texts like all the time. So it rolls into that like little scene there, and then the dad like throws this bag on the table, and it's a dead mongoose in it. And here, like this mongoose had gotten into the enclosure where Ben was at and bit him. And the reason the dad found this out is because he was acting strange against the promiscuous girl. So the promiscuous girl was searching the house like late at night, just like snooping through things. That was like pretty wild that she was just like walking through this house in the middle of the night.
Yeah, she said she was jet lagged, right?
Yeah. So the dad ends up, the chimpanzee grabs her at one point, and they're both making a lot of noise. They're yelling at each other. She's yelling at him to let go. And the dad comes down and blows this whistle, and then he kind of just signs to her that the Ben doesn't do well with strangers. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, that would make me want to leave right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't tell if at some point it's an animatronic, a person in a chimpanzee suit, or if like, you know, like how this costuming or practical effects of this chimpanzee are done, because he seems to change size.
that was my main thought when I saw you were going to talk about this. I was like, I was like really like distracting to me because I'm like, 1 second this thing is like at their knees, and the next second it's like as big as they are.
Yeah. So like when it grabs her, it's actually like, it looks like a grown ass man in a monkey costume, like grabbing her. And then when he blows the whistle and stuff like that and acts all timid and goes to the side, it doesn't look like that
Like
anymore.
tiny at his side,
Yeah.
like
And
a
I'm
little
like,
kid.
and it's almost like the costume
Were they
even
doing
changed
that
too.
for just movie effect?
I don't know, because like when he was gonna turn at her, he was like covered in like snot and sweat and stuff like that. But when he blew the whistle, he was perfectly fine.
That's valid.
And he didn't like wipe his face off or anything like
Right.
that either. So like the practical effects on it were off a little bit. So anyway, the dad takes him up and he takes him up in the enclosure and he's like, something's wrong with you and stuff like that. And he's like, don't worry, I'll call a vet and the vet will come bring you antibiotics and make you feel better. And he's like, but I'm going to test this mongoose anyway. Well, that doesn't seem off to anybody that has the premise of, the animals get bitten and they can get rabies from another animal. But apparently there's never been a case of rabies in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they talk about that later in the film, and you're like, you're supposed to like, it wasn't standoffish when he said he was going to send it out. But what's really funny is, okay, so he leaves, he goes on his little business trip, like the very next morning, he's like, I'm out. And he goes.
But he told them not to let the
don't let
Ben out of his enclosure.
Keep him in his enclosure because he's not feeling well. So
Foreshadowing.
Right. So they're like, oh, we're going to throw a party, of course. So all these 3 girls, and the brother, are all in their probably mid to late 20s. And then there's the little girl and they're like, oh, we're going to throw a party. So they call these 2 guys that they met on the plane in the most awkward scene ever. They're like, you call him. No, you call him. And so the one girl calls him. She's like, show up so we can fuck your brains out. And then she just like hangs up on the email. And we're like,
what?
It was like really out of character and like really like just like
Hangs up on the email?
No, not
voicemail.
Hold on.
Did I say email?
I was like, wait, what?
Okay. Anyway, she calls him, leaves a voicemail, and she's like, come over to this address and we'll fuck your brains out. And she hangs up on the voicemail. And everybody's just like, yeah. And we're like, okay, well, that didn't seem like her at all, or, didn't really. Okay, whatever. So the next thing you know, they're all standing down by the pool and they hear a phone ringing, and they're calling the vet, and the vet's phone's ringing. They're like, why can we hear his phone? And they're like, oh, he must be here somewhere. And then all of a sudden this chimpanzee comes out and it's rabid, and like it attacks the little girl who is like his best friend immediately and like bites her leg. And I mean, when this thing bites her leg, it, like when they first show it, it like took this chunk out of her leg.
Yeah.
Like this huge chunk, like meaty piece of chunk, like right out of her thigh. And she's screaming and there's blood everywhere and stuff like that. And everybody's just like, get in the pool. Chimpanzees can't swim, which I don't know if that's common knowledge or not, but they're all saying it. So everybody just kind of like falls into the pool. And so the chimpanzee's like pacing up and down and they're like, take my t-shirt and make a tourniquet out of it. And I'm like, that's not how tourniquets work either. And you're in a pool and you're like bleeding out. There should be blood like everywhere, and there's not like blood all over the inside of the pool or anything. And the t-shirt just makes a perfect bandage. I mean, it just makes the perfect bandage. So not even like, I'm like, okay, tourniquet. I'm like, so they twisted this thing so tight, they made a tourniquet. They have 15 minutes before she loses her leg.
Right.
With a tourniquet, that's kind of how that works, right? And they tied it right in the meaty part, right on the bite mark.
That's true. They did.
And I'm like, that's not how you do tourniquets either, So I'm like, okay, whatever, passing on, it's just a movie. I'm gonna let it go. So they're all in the pool and stuff like that, and all of a sudden this thing just decides that they're close enough to the edge of the infinity pool, it can sneak up around. It goes up a cliff wall and comes down, and it's on the very edge of the infinity pool. So they all like move into the middle of the pool, and then the guy's like, I'm gonna knock him off. And we're like, you guys are all swimming. There's nothing to push off of.
Yeah.
There's no place for you to like get ground. You're gonna go at a chimpanzee who now is as big as a person. It's no longer a little chimpanzee anymore. This is like a full.
It's Benjamin.
Yeah, this is Benjamin. So he goes to push it, and of course, it just grabs him and throws him over the cliff edge.
Oh, dang.
You know what I mean? And death was so funny.
We
he
like
goes
audibly laughed
Yeah,
in the
he
theater,
goes-
and I was like, "Oh crap!"
he goes flying over the edge, and they show it like he's falling out of like an airplane. You know what I mean? He's like. They shut the wind and everything. And he's going face first, and he hits the ground. He just goes, and like his head just like smashed in. Like he didn't pop. He didn't burst into like a puddle or anything like that. And I'm like, that was way less than it should have been for the distance he fell to land on a rock. Like it should have been like a splat.
The
you know
funny
what I
thing
mean?
is, though, I have to say that was the point in the movie. Like up to that point, I was like, okay, like. Whatever, I can get on board with this or whatever. And then when that happened, I was like, oh, this is like one of those movies. Because the way that he lands, his head hits first, like the top of his head. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I think they wanted it to be like really gory, but what they did is it was like almost like a split second scene where it's hard to describe what you see because it's like, again, it's not like,
It's like his
you
head
see the
partially
whole.
collapsed, and that was
Yeah,
it.
it was like showing his head partially collapsed, and then it just cuts to like the next thing.
Like I said, he should have been a puddle from the distance he fell from. He should have just been liquefied with that fall.
Like I think it would have been more alarming to like see his body like laying there at the bottom of the cliff or something like that.
Especially because the speed they made him fall at, like in the video, it was like more than terminal velocity. It was just like he had a jetpack on because the monkey threw him so hard or something. It's like
It was just like a pin click.
And everybody, it's exactly
Like
what
his
it
head-
was.
like
And
his head
everybody
went in.
laughed. Everybody in the theater just started laughing, except for the guy that was sitting next to me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, which he was probably like this 300-pound black guy, and he was just like, like everything really bothered him. I'm like, you're not going to do well with this movie, buddy. It's like you're just not going to do well. So.
I honestly felt bad when I laughed, but like it was impossible not to.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, what just happened?
The monkey goes back up, or the chimpanzee goes back up the cliffside.
His name is Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin. He's only Benjamin when he's big. He's Ben when he's little.
Big Ben.
So Ben goes up the little hillside, comes back down. Now he's pacing down the side, and like they're like, "Oh, there's a raft. We can't sit here and swim anymore because we're all tired because we've been in the pool for so long. We can't touch either edge."
They wanted it for the little one.
Yeah, so like we got to get a raft. So one girl just gets out and very slowly, like a very awkward scene, walks over while the thing's just sitting there staring at her, and gets the raft, and then she like drags it. And she moves it a little bit, and she looks back at Ben, and the camera pans back, and then she moves it a little bit. And then the camera pans back to the Ben, and it pans back to her. And it's like this most ridiculous, stupid scene. So she gets it and slides it into the water, and she's like, okay, well, now I'm going to go for the broken cell phone that's sitting over there. And like, okay. So she starts going to it, and the monkey's just like ignoring her, chimpanzee, excuse me. It's just like ignoring her. And then the phone rings. And the noise from the phone just sets this thing off, and it starts going this. She just jumps in the pool with the phone. Okay, which that doesn't work.
Why
Right.
didn't
You
you
know
put
what I
it on
mean?
the raft?
Didn't the other girl have to get out and distract the monkey or the?
No, that was
chimpanzee?
later.
Oh, that was later.
That
Okay.
was later. So she gets the phone, she jumps in, stuff like that, and they're in the pool, and she starts trying to do like she's like, oh, the screen's broken, so I can't call anybody. So they do their recent call thing. That's when it called the vet, right?
No.
Who did it
no,
call?
no. It called the boys.
Oh yeah. So they called the two guys from the airplane, the ones that she said she was going to
So
fuck
they
their
never
brains
showed
out.
up?
No, they weren't there yet.
Okay.
And they answered, didn't
yeah,
they?
they answered the phone, and they're like, hey, and they're all drunk and whatever, and they're like, we need help, and they're like, hey, and they're like, no, shut up, we need help, and then they're like, and then like they dropped the phone into the pool,
Oh, good.
and that's like the end of that. So
it was because the monkey had.
oh yeah, so it came up those lights that they hang, like the
String lights?
string lights.
Yeah.
It's on a set of string lights, and it grabs the promiscuous girl by her hair and lifts her out of the pool until the point where her hair rips her scalp out, and she falls down into the water, like scalped. like this big section of her hair that's missing.
Which I think
and
is
stuff like
funny
that.
because they never really.
Yeah, they never touch on it again. And she never bled in the pool, and she never acted like it bothered her.
She never bled. You never see like hair missing. It
Yeah.
was just sort of like a.
It's super random. The 4 girls are sitting in the pool. So the girl that's been bitten that has the tourniquet on her leg.
The little girl.
The main character girl, the main character girl who's her sister.
Lily.
The friend, and then the promiscuous girl. They're all sitting on this like raft. They're like leaning over it in top of the pool. They fell asleep.
Okay.
Are you really you got a raging chimpanzee murdering people and you're just going to fall asleep on a raft in a pool?
Yep.
So what is that time
Seems
frame
right.
like? So the younger girl didn't bleed out. The tourniquet didn't make her lose her leg, and they're all just able to just go to sleep. So they wake up and realize that the chimpanzee is no longer there. So one of them's like, I'm going to make a run for it. I can't let my sister, die in this pool. So she gets out, she goes like running up the stairs
To
and
look
stuff.
for a phone that's charging.
Yeah, to look for the one girl's brother's phone, which was charging in the living room. So then her friend gets out too. So they're both sneaking up the stairs and they go up and they like open this like sliding glass door super dramatically. I mean, it's like a 2 or 3 minute scene of them opening this sliding glass door.
It's true.
So then they make it into the living room and stuff like that. And they're like, there's the phone. And the girl is just like, I'm going to reach for the phone, but I'm going to step on the remote, which is automatically going to turn on Dora the Explorer on the TV at a decibel level that's deafening. The chimpanzee starts screaming in the upstairs because it hears all the noise. And they go hide in a closet.
Yeah, a closet.
And they go hide in a closet that's got those like louvers, in it, the panels. So like, so you can see straight through.
Right.
So they're making all this noise and they're in the closet and stuff like that. And
like talking to each other.
Yeah. And breathing
panicking.
really hard and like they're moving around plastic and stuff. So of course, the chimp like breaks the panels and then it's like face is like right by him, but they're just ducked down slightly below his face, that whole dramatic thing, and then amazingly they stop breathing and making noise and it doesn't know they're there and it goes away.
Even though he is literally pressing his face into a clear shower curtain.
Yeah.
But he can't see them.
Right.
It's an escape room.
Right by them. So, okay. And the best part about this, and I want to touch on this, they never turn a light on. Nobody ever turns a light on. Like it is dark. It is nighttime. Nobody ever turns a light on when they go into a house. Nobody ever goes, turns a light on when they're down by the pool. Nobody ever turns a light on in the patio. Nobody turns any lights on in this whole thing. All these people that die, nobody turned a light on the entire time.
Even the visitors that come.
Yeah.
in.
After these 2 girls like run away, they're running away. The chimp grabs the friend and bashes her head in with a rock. So she's dead, and the other girl goes down, jumps in the pool, and they're like, oh, it's terrible, blah, blah, blah. So the 2 guys show up that they called.
Wait, is the promiscuous girl down?
She's still alive.
She's still
She's in the
alive.
pool
Yeah,
with the
she's
younger-
alive, and she's with the younger one, and
Okay.
she's just chill. Even though she was scalped, she's good,
So at this point, you have the promiscuous girl and the 2 sisters.
Yes, that's who's left. So the 2 guys show up to the house and they just walk right in this house. And there's not a light on in this house. And they're like, hey. And they just start, I'll go upstairs and look because they're ready to fuck. And you can go downstairs and look. And that's literally the conversation that they had. So the guy goes upstairs. He goes into this little girl's bedroom and he's like, hey. And she's got like one of those,
Canopies.
it's a canopy, but it's got like the sheet around it, and stuff like that, the netting, and stuff. And he like lays down in this little girl's bed. And then the next thing you know, he like looks over and he's like, there's a picture and it's the whole family with this chimpanzee. He's like, who has a chimpanzee for a pet? So now, of course, the chimpanzee shows up in the bed with this really weird scene where it looks like it's going to mount him. He's like laying in the bed like this, and this thing's like creeping over. He's like, hey, buddy, it's okay. Hi, buddy. I'm a friend, and it's like, and the chimpanzee's just getting closer and closer. And in one scene, when they show the monkey's face, like it's all covered in snot and his teeth are all gnarly and stuff like that. Then it's over top of his face and it's fine.
It was very.
And then it's like huge.
Yes.
It's like a football player. It's not even Benjamin. It's Benjamin. Wow. It's like, this is a big freaking thing. And it's right over top of him. And it just like reaches down, sticks his fingers in his mouth, and then just rips his jaw off.
My God.
I just think it's interesting because I feel like when they're showing that scene, the other thing is like I'm trying to remember where this guy's hands were because I feel
They were
like,
down like this.
yeah,
the whole
like
time.
I
He
feel
was
like
just
he never even really, like
He didn't know what to do with his hands.
Yeah. He doesn't fight back, whatever, he doesn't even try to get away, and this monkey just like rips his jaw off. And then the other gentleman that was downstairs he's like, I can't see anybody. There's nobody down here and stuff like that. And then he goes out onto this patio through the broken glass. So like, you guys like to party. That's how that was what he thought when there's this giant bay window or sliding glass door that's just shattered all over the thing. He's like, yeah, you
the
guys
TV
like to
shattered. There's
What
crap.
time? What time is it at this point?
We have no idea because we don't know how long they were asleep.
Yeah.
But if we had to guess, it's like 2 a.m.
Okay.
It's really late. It's like it's the middle of the night.
Okay.
So he goes out on the patio and the monkey or chimpanzee throws the jaw and it hits him in the back and it's perfectly stripped of all its flesh.
That's true. It's like a bone at that point.
Yeah, it's like a bone.
There's like-
It's like a bone with a couple of teeth. It's just like perfect and there's no blood or anything. It just hits him in the back and he picks it up and he goes, "What's this?" And he's like, the whole time this guy's getting his face ripped off. He's screaming his lungs out and stuff like that, and he's like yelling
hear
at
any of that.
But right before that, he's like yelling at this thing to get off of him and stuff, didn't hear any of this stuff. So he turns around and he picks up like a coal shovel for like a fireplace and he's going to fight the chimpanzee off and stuff like that. And the girls are like, "We're going to use this as a distraction. Let's go." So the promiscuous girl jumps out. She goes running up the stairs and they don't even say anything about her like going around the dead body that's on the stairwell that got smashed with a rock, or anything like that. She just goes right past it and up the stairs. And she goes up and she grabs a cell phone and keys. So I don't know where she found them. I don't know why she knew exactly where the cell phone and keys were and stuff like that. And she goes running around these two, the chimpanzee and the guy fighting. She goes out into the driveway. She gets into this like Jeep, older Jeep that's sitting there and stuff like that. And she realizes she has the wrong keys.
that it's for a vehicle that is in the
Right next to it.
right
Like-
next
like
to it.
10
So she
feet
got
away.
in the wrong vehicle.
Right. So she hits like the button, like in the lights flash on the other car, like she locked the doors and stuff like that. And then her doors like unlock. And the chimpanzee's just looking at her and he's got the keys that the guy had. and
I
he's
love
like
her face
unlocking
right
the
now.
doors.
It's just like-
So she locks her doors and he smiles at her and he locks or unlocks the doors. And then like, she's like, "Okay, well, I'm getting on my phone call with 911. And they're like, "Calm down." And she's like, "He's killing everybody and stuff." And they're like, what's your address? Where are you at?" And she's like, "Can't you track the call?" And she's like, "Yeah, we'll do that. But, I'm going to need you to stay calm and stay on the phone with me." And she's like, "He's killing everybody." And then the back hatch of the Jeep opens up.
Oh no.
Yeah. And she just goes, and then she looks behind her and it's right there. You know what I mean? So of course, then the car starts shaking like the Jurassic Park scene, and stuff like that, and he kills her or whatnot. And then he gets out and hits the button and the hatch goes down. he just shuts the door.
Locks it.
So now we got this really, really intelligent chump too, because he's starting to play games. He's laughing when he's killing people and stuff like that. Yeah, it gets bad. So, or worse, I should say. So he, the two sisters are in the pool and he comes down and he's down at the bottom and stuff like that. And there was one scene where they tried to pull him into the water and stuff like that and they couldn't. The one sister's like, she's like, "Oh, she's up in the car and, I'm going to go up and I'm going to get help." So she goes up onto the second floor of this, she goes up the stairs around the dead girl and she's up in this area where there's a fire pit and stuff and it's open. It's where the glass door was broken and stuff like that. And of course she immediately steps on the biggest shard of glass that's sticking straight up. And she's sitting on the floor screaming and she's pulling the glass out of her foot and stuff. And then it's right there next to her, So you think that she's just going to get murder brutally or whatever and sticks its fingers in her mouth it's going to rip her jaw off now, and the sister hits it. The unconscious sister who is basically bled out in a pool.
The little girl
is now pretty much walking
girl
like with
who
no
watches
limp.
No
Dora the
limp, no
Explorer.
nothing,
looks totally
perfectly
fine.
awake. Hits the chimpanzee with a shovel and stuff like that. So they're fighting it, and all of a sudden now the dad pulls into the driveway. And I didn't touch on this, and I should have before, but the dad got a phone call when he was off doing his work thing.
Oh, this was funny.
Yeah. He gets a phone call and he hits ignore. And then he starts getting messages and they're telling him that, is this a joke? And he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, the mongoose that you sent me has rabies. And he's like, there's no rabies in Hawaii. And she's like, thanks for being the expert on where there's rabies, blah, blah, blah. You know, we're going to send the animal out for a second test. That was how he found. Yeah, that's how everything dawned on him that he had to leave and everything like that. That was the conversation
But it
he had
still took
with this
him a little
expert.
while to leave.
No, prior to that, it took him a little bit to leave when he was getting all the phone calls saying there was an emergency and stuff like that, and the vet wasn't calling back because they were like looking for the vet, you know, because the vet's been missing for I don't know if it's hours.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know
no
if it's
time
a day.
frame.
I don't know. It's just dark.
It is. It's just dark.
It's just dark, and people went to sleep, and there's no like clear timeline. Any of this because he is nowhere near them, and he's at like a conference, and he had sent this thing out and got test results back, which took apparently no time. So apparently he mailed this mongoose out and got same day results.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, so it's like
Because
on an island.
It is.
yeah,
It's
on
very
an island.
like
It made no sense whatsoever.
if you like really like when I was watching this play out in this house, it looks like it's happening in a night.
Right.
Like that's
in
it.
less than a night, yeah.
And really, when it shows the dad, it seems like it's multiple days, and like
Right.
it's light outside, and like
And they even say, I know at one point they said it was like 3 days prior, like when from the opening scene to like them getting off the plane. But then it seemed like the same morning when they woke up, they had a party that night.
yeah,
And I'm like, that's why I put sometime later in my thing because I'm like, that timeline didn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
all
the timeline was really interesting.
all the
Yeah.
the lack of lights would be confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, there was that too. And it was like, even when those two guys came into the house and like they're just like searching through the house trying to find these girls, you know, which is super random anyway. But they didn't turn a light on or anything or look around. They're just like, go get me a beer. And they're like, oh, okay. And, you know, he goes into the kitchen refrigerator and gets a beer and brings it out, but never turned a light on. You know what I mean? It's just like,
So
that-
I was thinking at the point where there was just the two sisters and the promiscuous girl left, I was like, they need more people to kill. Like this
the movie would have been over too short.
yeah, like it would have been too short. So I'm like, something's gonna happen. Like they need more people to kill off.
So that's why they brought the two guys.
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
That's really their only.
And the one thing,
purpose.
like the one guy, the whole scene of him being in the bed and getting his jaw ripped off and stuff like that. And the other guy, like, has this very like off-camera fight with the
Yes.
chimp.
It's the difference between literally like this scene where this guy is laying in bed and his jaw is completely ripped off, and it's like his tongue is just sitting there flapping around. Like
As he
and they-
gurgles to
as
death.
yes, and they keep showing this like over and over again. Like they must have really worked hard on this makeup, I think, because they wanted to get
Right.
their money's worth, I think, on that scene. And then the other guy
They
is
blew
on
their
this.
load with the money on that one. So because the next scene
really
was
quick,
like,
speaking of money, how much do you think this budget was
Oh,
for this movie?
I have no idea.
oh, I don't know.
If
But
you
it
had
could-
to guess.
Well, they probably
I
had.
Googled it.
Did you?
You did?
Yeah. If you had to guess,
$750,000.
$24 million.
No way.
Nuh-uh.
Wow. There's
Swear.
no
Did
budget
they have
that,
to actually
that
buy
justified
that Hawaii house?
There's nobody even famous enough in this movie that like they
No.
would have justified that kind of a budget at all.
Well, they
Like,
needed to buy a monkey suit for a human to wear, an animatronic.
five different monkey masks. Like
5 different jaws
Yeah.
for that one guy.
Yeah, right. One with blood, one without.
So getting back to it real quick, the dad shows up and the girls are fighting it, and the dad just starts like whooping up on this thing. He's like boxing it.
And they tried to. They at first, yeah, they did try to at first play off like that he's deaf. So he's like walking through the house, and
Oh yeah, he's eating cold pizza and stuff like that.
at some point, the chimpanzee was like attacking the one daughter while he was just kind of like walking around.
because he can't hear that his daughter's
Mm-hmm.
Right,
getting
right.
attacked
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But then he comes through and, you know, like he is like, seriously, he's like, all right, let's go. You know, just like old school, starts punching it in the face and stuff like that. You know, the monkey doesn't react right away. He tried blowing the whistle at it too, and that didn't work. He gets pinned down. He's like getting beaten. I mean, this thing's like, it smashed 2 people's skulls in already. You know what I mean?
But he's just taking the hits.
But he's just taking it. You know, Deaf Dad's just taking it. And then like one of the girls gets up and she knocks it off and stuff like that. And then like it throws one of the girls to the side. And then the other daughter gets up, you know, the one that's been like, you know, should have some kind of like deliria or something at this point from losing all the blood and the wound. But she's just like, you know, she takes a swing at it. It knocks her down. And then the dad comes back at it, and the dad gets this wine bottle and cracks it and just jams it right into its chest and like spins it. And there's like blood coming out of the neck of the bottle, you know, like because there's so much blood, you know, the way he stabbed it and stuff like that. So it falls to the side, and they're all doing like the family hug. They get into this like group huddle, and this thing's dead off to the side. And of course, it gets up and it makes eye contact with the main character, the eldest sister. And she like shoves the dad and the sister to the side, and it jumps at her and tries to knock her over the edge. And of course, like the dad grabs her, you know, does like the dramatic fall thing, you know, where it falls over the edge and lands on like a broken wooden lawn chair, and it goes right through it, you know, and it's not more than a story, you know what I mean? And a story is 10 feet. So she falls over the edge and whatnot, and the dad grabs her hand, and he's laying on his stomach, and he's got his arms out, and he's grabbing her by the hand. She'd be touching the ground at this point. You know what I mean? But no, movie magic, it's way further than that. You know, and they just super easily pull this 150-pound woman like up off the ledge, you know, just grab her, lift her right up over and stuff like that. They have this happy moment. Cop cars pull up in the driveway. Movie's over. That's it. That's how it ended. That was it. That was the big finale, you know, big scene, whatever. So
they show him getting in the ambulance.
Oh, they did show that they said you're going to be fine to the daughter that's like, you know, had the monkey bite and stuff like that. You know, who has rabies now, by the way. You know,
you're going to be fine.
They're like, you're going to be fine. So not a great movie. We are like batting very low stats here on these secret movies recently. It is definitely bottom of the barrel. We are going to continue, of course, to do this because it makes for great podcast movie reviews. But, you know,
that one was definitely rough.
So like some of the scenes were gruesome and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, you know, are they really like that strong? You know, after the movie was over and stuff like that. And I'm going to write my review. I'm like, you know, I got to kind of look into it a little bit. So in 2009, there was a woman that was attacked by a chimpanzee, and it was like a pet, you know, same kind of thing. It actually ripped half of her face off and ripped 2 of her hands off of her body. So I'm like, okay, it's accurate. They're actually that strong to be able to do that. So, you know, I didn't look into like all the sizes and stuff like that. But yeah, chimpanzees don't make good pets, I think is ultimately the moral of the story.
Well, and even like I was wondering, because when they show the scene where the chimpanzee is ripping the guy's jaw off, I was like in my mind, like I know they're like trying to make it all gruesome and like alarming and all this stuff. And all I could think the whole time was like, as he's ripping it off, it's like his skin separates like in the middle, almost like a zombie looking thing. Yeah, like it looked like almost like
Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, like it did. It looked like Laffy Taffy. And I'm like, is that really
banana
how your jaw would rip off? Because I'm pretty sure like it just doesn't seem
it would
realistic.
Rip clean. It wouldn't like stretch and like holes appear and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I've never ripped anybody's jaw off their face either.
Wait, you have to factor in the rabies.
Yeah.
The rabies.
The guy didn't have
his
rabies.
Skin jello.
The instant rabies.
Instant rabies.
From his fingers being in the guy's mouth.
It's like instant ramen.
So, like, I mean, I know I'm a little bit older than you guys and stuff like that, but my instant thought of watching this is Jane Goodall. Like, you know what I mean? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Is like she lived with apes in the jungle in Tanzania for like, what, 60 years? Mm-hmm.
I think there should be a place where you could write into the director or whoever's in charge of the budget and be like, what the fuck did you spend $24 million on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would want to know.
Did all of the profits
It was the
go
rental
to
of that
chimpanzees?
house.
Yeah,
probably
seriously.
It was the rental of that house. That house was amazing.
That's an epic
Like,
Airbnb.
Yeah. So definitely wasn't the cast. Like I said, there was like 7 people in the
Yeah,
movie.
and not good acting, really.
No, I mean, I wasn't really, sold on, I've got to save my sister.
I'm going to push him over the edge.
Yeah, I'm going to push him over the edge, even though I can't touch the ground. I'm going to swim over and push. It's like you deserve to die, dude. Like
I'm going to make getting this raft look really dramatic.
And the 2 drunk guys that showed up because they were going to bang these chicks were the worst part of the movie. It was so bad. The acting was so bad. And it was just like, nah.
I think it's really creepy that he went into the little girl's room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you'd be able to tell, like, this is an adult room. This is a
she was
teenager's
like,
room.
She was a teenager. She
Yeah,
was
she
like
was
a little girl. She was
16
like a
maybe.
Then why
teenager.
did Dora the Explorer come on? So
Because
I was thinking she's like
I think
10.
that they played that for Ben, the chimpanzee, because of like boots and stuff like that.
Okay.
They played like children's programming and stuff for him.
Okay.
I did not put that together at
No,
all.
I didn't either.
He was watching it for a second before he
All
flipped
right, well,
out and then broke
this
the TV,
changes everything for me. I thought the little girl was like 7 to 10.
No, she was like
Old
14
enough to
she
swim.
was like 14, 15. 14 or 15.
Yeah, she
Young
was
enough
older.
to have a girly room. Okay.
So that's Primate. And,
Go check it out.
yeah. Go
Or
check
don't.
that one out.
Oh, you need to. You need to see the size change of Mr. Ben.
Yeah.
All right.
That leads us into our
Trivia?
trivia number 2 question.
That's for sure. I was going to dive for that button. All right. What do you got?
All right. So I'm going to stick on the theme here, and we're going to go with how many primate-related attacks on humans occurred from 1990 to 2013. And we're going to do this Price is Right style. So you guys all get to guess one number, and whoever gets closest without going over will win the point.
Why that date range?
Because that's what the date range that Google gave me.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. We will think on that. But we'll be right back. This episode of Mamalukes is brought to you by Wave Dash Radio. If you're into video game or anime music, you should get tuned in. Whether you prefer the classics of Mario and Sonic, modern tracks of Halo or Kingdom Hearts, or the soundtracks of Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, and My Hero Academia, we've got a station for you. Featuring 4 separate stations, each with a curated playlist, you're sure to find something to jam out to. And the best part? You can listen for free. No strings attached, no asterisks. Just visit wave-radio.com to get started. That's WAVEDASH radio.com. Welcome back. Before we get into our trivia, this would be our Mamaluke of the Week section, but we don't have one of those. So we got some listener feedback from last episode. Friend of the show, Sprite Limit 1458. Don't worry, I know who you are. They said they had a good laugh about Matt's experience, or your guys' experience at the Lilo and Stitch escape room. Found that some of the reviews there where many people had very similar experiences. On the topic of AI, he thinks a few things that people often overlook are how confident ChatGPT can sound when it's wrong. He's asked it many questions that he already knows the answer to and got profoundly wrong answers. And then he corrects ChatGPT, says like, hey, no, it's this. And then it replies, oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're definitely right. And basically repeats what he told it was actually correct. So there's that. Another interesting thing he found is just because of the pre-trained aspect, they tend to reuse and they reuse certain phrases. In some of his classes, there was online discussion that was required, and he noticed nearly everyone in like the 400 student class that he was in was constantly using this word fostered in their replies. And later, he did his own experimenting, and he asked ChatGPT to respond to a prompt to see what it would come up with, and it used the same word, fostered. And then he also remembered reading an article that showed the use of the word delve, which drastically increased in usage in academic papers ever since AI, started becoming more popular. And then there's the infamous M dash, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like the long dash that's sometimes used in punctuation. AI uses that one a lot too. So spotting AI and ChatGPT responses is essentially really easy once you start looking for those types of trends.
Well,
I think he should
talked about.
Oh,
Go
God.
ahead. It's kind of like what we talked about. I just
I think that he should try saying, like when he says, no, that's not right, it's this, he should say something that's not accurate and see if ChatGPT is like, oh yeah, you're definitely right.
It goes both ways, because I'm sure you can try and convince it. Well, I guess you got to like work with a source. Like if it's blatantly wrong and then you tell it, no, it's actually this, I don't know what happens there to cause it to like hallucinate.
It starts World War III and kills everybody.
Yeah.
It's the lack of water.
I don't know. I don't know how it figures
Dehydrated
out.
AI.
I don't know how it figures out how it's wrong. But yeah, that's a funny idea.
I was just going to say that goes back into what we were talking about too with the patterns, because it can only pull information from certain sources.
Right.
So those certain sources are going to have a verbiage, and that's why it's going to repeat different things, because it's pulling information from a select source.
And just imagine if those sources it's pulling from are generated by AI. And it's just feeding itself.
This is a scary loop.
Yeah. Yeah, besides AI stuff, he said 1 for 2 on trivia, and that's only because Department of Defense was a safe guess. Sorry, Virginia.
The only one that missed it.
But yeah, thank you for all of that.
Yeah, we appreciate the feedback. Thank you.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.
Now, we're on to trivia. All right, Alysha, you have the first one.
I have the first one. Which filmmaker founded Lucasfilms?
Before you pick who wants to answer this, I have a question for you. Did you know you were making a Star Wars question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my other question was going to be like Luke related.
Okay.
So it was either way.
You get to pick now.
Who do you want to answer first?
Luke.
He's everywhere.
I'm everywhere. So I'm just picking what I would think would be the obvious answer in George Lucas.
Did you all get it right? It
I
should have
was
been an
like,
easy point.
Yeah, I think we all got it.
yay!
I did that for you.
I'm not sure who she was looking at.
All of you. It was
Thank
an
you.
easy trivia question.
Well,
Yay.
to be honest, when you first asked it, I still was like, who could that be? And then I was like, maybe it's obvious.
Yeah. Go ahead, Matt. What is this one?
So this is a Price is Right style question. So whoever gets closest to the correct answer without going over wins. So this will only be one winner. Sorry. How many primate related attacks on humans occurred from the range of dates from 1990 until 2013.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
All right. So I wrote it down alphabetically here. Alysha, what's your guess? 69.
Nice.
All right. Luke, what is your guess?
I have 20.
20.
Like, anytime we do this, my answer is, and it's a number, it's so far off of what everybody else.
My
Oh,
range
no.
my range was 23 to 90.
23 to 90.
And then
Okay.
my first guess was 67. I just rounded it up to 69 to be safe.
Okay, sure.
All right, Virginia, what do you got?
All right, so I did some math,
What's your math?
and I recognize that this is a 23-year time span.
Okay.
So my answer is 214.
Okay. So what did you guess it was? Like 0.85 attacks per year?
Well, that's about
or-
10 a
Or
year.
8.5?
Yeah,
like-
like I just
What
said,
was the
well, I think
math?
it's like, well, it just was saying like that's a lot of years,
That's why
right?
it's math and not math, right? Because there was no rational line thinking.
No, it was just like, okay, well, if there's like,
I have no idea.
if there was about 5 a year, 4 a year, that's like about 100. I'm just estimating.
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So then I was like, well, it's probably more than that.
Okay.
So then I just came up with a little over 200.
All right, the
Math.
suspense
Math.
is
I
actually
just hope I'm
killing
right
me.
so that
All
you
right.
could be like, math.
The answer is 275.
What?
Yes. So between the years of 1990 and 2013, there was 275 attacks. And
Damn.
at one point in the 1990s,
Wow.
there was a single chimpanzee that killed 7 children.
Wow.
Like at a zoo?
No, like in Africa, it was just randomly picking off children, and it killed 7 children.
It was Benjamin.
I guess. See, I guess
Benjamin.
I
Benjamin.
didn't. I was just like thinking like at a zoo setting
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
kinda
I
what
wasn't
I was
really
thinking.
thinking
So,
about in the wild.
I thought captive,
You know?
and I thought exotic pets, and I thought all these things, and there was
Yeah,
no number
pets
that
and
you could
zoos.
find for that. So I had to go chimpanzee related attacks on humans.
or I was
so-
thinking like in labs maybe, but I wasn't thinking like in the wild.
And also, I want to say this too. Jane Goodall actually stated that she did not think that chimpanzees should be good pets because they get bored in captivity, and they will attack humans because of that.
Because they're bored.
Yeah.
So bored.
So,
Shit. That's my excuse.
yeah,
out.
I looked into it a little bit.
It's a lot more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Math never fails.
I should
job.
have went with 90. She gets a dinger.
And we get. Nope. I think that's all we got. Is that all we got?
Yeah, that's all we have this week.
That's all we got. As I'll say every week, subscribe if you haven't already. Please subscribe. You could find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, the threads. If you want to support us, just share your podcast. Share your podcast. Share our podcast. Not yours. Ours.
Arr.
If you share ours, we'll share yours.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We can trade. Share our podcast with a friend. Leave a review, leave a comment, leave a Mamaluke of the Week story. We really want those. Check out our website, mamalukes.net. And that's it. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
See you next time.
Beverly Hillbillies.